Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons with the comic book community. How are y'all doing?
Good.
Good. We're here. We're ready. Let's do it.
Well, let's not waste any time then. This is
Gordon's in the house.
in time, which means I'm late, Gordon says. Thank you for always hanging out, Gordon. I really appreciate it. So this is episode 4 of this campaign, Rime of the Frostmaiden. And as we left on the very thrilling cliffhanger last week, you were on your way to take a seat at the tavern called the Three Flags, sailing in Targos. You had briefly met, what's her name? Ethan Yarbrule, who is the proprietor, who told you that most people call her Ma. And that was about as far as we got. It smells like fish in here. So take it away, boys. What would you like to do?
Well, so, actually, just a reminder, we got to town, and this is the first place we went to, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, okay. We didn't do anything else. Okay.
Can I get some of that fish stew? I'm getting hungry.
Certainly. Eventually, as Ma is running around, seemingly is the only employee here. She's tending bar and dealing with all the fishermen. She does come over to your table to take an order. So if anyone would like fish stew or a pint of ale,
I'll take one of both. Thank you very much, Ma.
Sure, one of both.
Mommy, I'll take one of each.
Do you have any milky?
Oh, stop it. I will not put up with that.
He will not put up with what he did for a whole campaign.
Yeah, so 5 stews and 5 pints. Is that what we're hearing?
Sure.
That sounds
right.
Okay. So she scurries back off and leaves you to talk amongst yourselves or whatever you'd like while you're waiting.
So, scanning around the room, what do we see here? What are we looking at?
You see just a lot of not a lot of, but like a handful of fishers who clearly are at the end of their day. They all look very tired and dirty, and they're just mostly pretty quiet, just kind of eating their stew as a dinner before they probably head back to retire in their homes.
Now, do we hear any? I guess, are we in the middle of the tavern?
I mean, it's not a huge place, so you're in the middle enough that you can.
So
kind of, if you want to try to eavesdrop,
right?
Sure. Give me a perception or something to see what we hear.
Yeah, I'll take a perception too.
Go ahead.
Perception is a 6.
Well, I rolled a 6, which means I got a 9.
So between 15.
Yeah, 15 between us.
Now you can do math.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. All right. So you hear 2 of the fishers talking about East Haven, which is another one of the 10 towns.
Okay.
He says, "You heard about the goings on in East Haven? They apparently caught an evil wizard who killed some adventurers there. The town militia plans to burn the wizard at the stake. Yeah, the captain of the guard is looking for adventurers to help with another task that may or not be related, but I wish we could get over there and see that. That's going to be quite a show. And, the fire will be warm too, which would be nice. Nothing like an evil wizard burning to warm your hands by."
I strangely want to go see a wizard burning. I don't know why.
Sounds like fun.
Dill just goes, "It's not me, I promise."
No comment.
So the raven on my shoulder and like, it's probably him.
Are they close to converse with them?
Huh?
What? I talk to the raven all the time. It has not talked back. No.
No, I said the raven says back to you, kind of whispers in your ear, so it's not really letting anyone else hear it, but it goes, didn't they say that the wizard had been captured? Why would, if it were Dill, then you would not be here with you.
It's called a joke. It's like-
Oh, right. Very droll. Very droll.
So are the fishermen close enough we can converse with them to find out if there's any more information about the wizard burning?
I mean, you could certainly. They're a couple tables away, but you could certainly either shout to them if you want, or go over to their table.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, can Gray send his bird over there? Is it a bird, right?
It's a raven.
A raven.
Yeah, it doesn't really work that way.
Yeah, Raven is for character purposes only, much like Baby Mama was.
I'm pretty sure my flamboyant yoo-hoo made everyone look.
Yes.
The raven is a pet, not a familiar or whatever. It's not. Yeah.
He doesn't have any in-game mechanics.
Oh, okay.
Well, this is my friend Tickles. Can he talk to you, please?
So I get up
And
out
I'm
of the chair.
obviously looking at those guys.
Right. Yes.
So I get up and sit and say, what's happening? Hello, friends. What did I hear about happening in East Haven?
Well, first of all, it's a bit rude to eavesdrop, especially. Who are you? I don't look familiar. Never seen you around here.
Well, my name is Tickle Magina, and
Gross.
traveler from yonder ways.
It's not
And,
your kind of
for adventure.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, I suppose since you already heard, again, pretty rude to eavesdrop. Might not, next time you do it, just fair warning. Might not be as friendly as me, and might cut you for it. But, I mean, that's about all I heard. Information travels slow around these parts, but apparently they captured a wizard. They're going to burn him. So get over that way if you want to see the show. Don't know exactly when and where it's happening, but, rumors do fly freely, so take it for what it's worth as well, because with a pinch of salt.
Well, can I do apologize being an eavesdropper? And can I buy you a pint to make up for it?
I mean, that does solve a lot of problems.
Oh, can I wave to Mom and buy them some? How many other?
There's 3 of them.
So I'll buy them each a pint.
Okay.
How much money do I owe you guys?
So I'm just making this all up off the cuff, but I'll say everything is a silver a piece. So if you bought a ale and a stew for yourself plus 3 beers, that's 5 silver.
Okay. Okay. So since so I go back and tell them what little extra I know.
So when he comes back, so you learned what we already knew.
Yeah, but you don't know until you ask. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we did.
Hey, I didn't say I was
so
smart.
fascinating, my boy.
Hey, I didn't say I was I was the sharpest spoon in the set. So like, wait.
So do we?
I mean, your food has been delivered by this point, so.
So when she brings the food, I'm gonna ask Ma. I was like, so anything happening in town that we should check out while we're here?
What? She's like, what are you looking for? Like a festival or something? Jeez.
Oh, just something to do as we travel through.
She says, well, I mean, there's not much more here besides fishing, but the inn is fair, and our tavern, I pride myself on my fish stew. It's probably the most tourist worthy attraction, if I'm being honest. If it doesn't sound very humble, but
No need to be humble around us.
It is very fishy, Mommy.
Yeah.
it's Ma, but thank you.
We're looking for a bit of adventure.
Well, I mean, I'm sure if you keep your ears peeled, you'll find it is never in short supply in these parts.
Boys, it sounds like we should go to that East Haven place.
No.
What direction is that, by the way?
Yeah, where is it?
Did we get a map? Or did you just
Showed us
show
the
us?
map last time, but yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, Matt.
Let me see. Hold on, I have it somewhere.
Like,
Um,
did you just show us that, or in game do we have like a crude map?
You don't have a crude map, but you have like a general
Not general knowledge.
understanding of like generally at least where the places are. Hold on.
Okay. Well, what he meant when he asked that was, I wonder how far away that is from where we are, roughly.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, completely the other direction.
Yeah.
So there's got to be something in this town that we don't necessarily have to go all the way to East Haven.
And we're in which town again?
Targos.
You're in Targos.
We're in Targos.
Way off
Okay.
to the left.
We were in Burnsander and we went to Targos.
And where did it? Were those giant wolves or whatever? Where were they?
That was back in Dugan's Hole.
Yep.
There's got to be something here, right?
So yeah, I'm thinking we're.
I mean, you will. There are other establishments
That's
here.
what I mean. So yeah, let's
right.
pay our bill and go to the inn, I guess.
Yeah, we'll go to the end.
Okay.
What other stores are there in town, Mommy?
There's really only there's really only one store per se. It is it's called Triglio. It's a general store, and then there is Luskin Arms, which is the town inn. Those are about the only places you could spend some coin generally besides us.
Thanks,
Okay.
Mommy.
Thanks.
All right, I guess we need to go. Go to the inn. I guess. Or we want to go shopping.
Pick up the inn. We gotta find a place to stay potentially. So
Okay. So you finish eating and drinking and make your way back outside, and as you're walking, the streets of Targos are quiet, almost silent in fact, save for the sound of the snow crunching beneath your boots and the whistle of the freezing wind. But suddenly you hear the distinct sound of a dog barking, and from the darkness you see a wolf-sized dog with light gray fur running straight towards you, dragging behind it what appears to be broken leather harness.
I'm gonna try to.
Well, Greg, how about it?
I don't have very good animal handling, but I'm gonna try to
Hey, puppy, calm down.
get the ant to kind of stop and see if I can get the animal, the dog, to slow down and
Okay.
Could I help him for advantage?
How possibly how would you like to try to help him? And then I'll answer the question.
Well, how are you doing that?
No, it's coming running toward us. I'm going to kind of move toward it and just kind of put my hands out and try to talk to it and see if I can kind of calm it as it comes toward us and get it to stop running.
Then I'll kneel down beside you with my palms out, going, "It's okay, boy.
Yeah,
Okay, it's
That kind
okay."
of thing. Talk to it and see if I can calm it down.
Okay.
All right. My animal handling is not exactly great, but I rolled an 18, so that's a 19.
Okay. The dog doesn't slow down at all, and it jumps on your chest and tackles you. It's a very strong, big dog. Knocks you to the ground, and as you see its large face hovering over yours, it begins whimpering and licking your face.
All right. So I kind of try to pet it, and do I see does it have a collar or anything on it? Does it sit my face as I'm?
It doesn't have a collar, but you do see better now that it's close up that the leather harness is clearly part of what was from a sled dog.
Okay.
And it gets off your chest pretty quickly, and after leaving a Cleveland steamer.
Nice.
Um,
What's that off?
it. I want you to make a perception roll for me, please.
Okay. Ooh. 21.
Okay. Yeah. You notice that the dog seems to be trying to lead you somewhere, even going so far as to literally pull on your bootstraps.
So I'm gonna like, because so when I see the harness, does it look like you said it was like broken? Does it look like it was cut? What do I see as I see this dog like around the dog?
No, it does not look like it was cut by like a sharp blade or anything.
It's like broke.
It's not a clean cut for sure.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna follow this dog and see where it's trying to lead me.
Okay. So everyone else going?
Well,
yeah.
I'm right by him. As soon as I see that, I'm going to go, oh, it's an adventure. Let's have fun. And I start skipping as I follow.
Okay. So this dog leads you through some of the side streets and alleyways of this town, and eventually comes to a house and sits in front of the door and starts kind of scratching at it.
All right. I'm gonna knock and well, actually, let me do a perception check first.
Okay. What are you trying to perceive?
19.
What are you trying to perceive?
Like, do I hear anything, any unusual sounds, anything, any noise coming from this house, anything like?
No, it's pretty quiet. It's not like, there's no hubbub or anything going on.
Okay, so there's no noise or anything. Do I see anything obviously wrong? Like,
no, I mean, there's clearly a light somewhere on in the house, but other than that, there's no like, even with a 19, you don't see anything that is especially concerning about the exterior of this home.
Okay, I'm gonna knock.
Okay.
Excuse me. Yeah.
As you walk up to knock and you raise your hand before you can even knock on the door swings open and a handsome man in his 30s standing there with a bright smile. And as soon as he does, the dog runs past him to get inside. But his smile quickly fades when he sees you all standing there. But despite his clear concern, he says, oh, well, hello, you seem to be some travelers. Where did you find Boy?
He found us and seemed to like tug us and pull us back in this direction. Is there something wrong?
Quite possibly. Please come inside. And he offers. He steps out of the way and gestures for you to come in out of the cold.
Can I do a? I guess it's just. Is it? Not really. I guess it's just perception, since I'm not like. You're
trying to see if this guy's on the level.
Yeah, insight. I guess maybe.
Yes, this would be an insight roll.
Insight. Holy crap. That's a 20 plus 1, so 21.
Oh yeah. I mean,
wasting these.
Obviously, like, you can only tell so much from a person and what they're saying, but his concern seems very genuine. Like, when you saw his face when he opened the door compared to when he saw the dog there by himself, he is very concerned about something.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna go inside.
He does not. I mean, he's of average build. He doesn't seem like especially threatening physically or anything.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna follow him in.
All right. Everyone else joining him?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I was probably headed that way already.
He gestures you to a sitting area and offers you some warm cider.
I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Gray. These are my companions. And then
My name's Tickle.
Are you guys not going to introduce yourselves?
Hi, Doc.
Oh, sorry. Guess Tazan or Tazan if it's Tuesday.
Well, that's very confusing. What's up, Doc?
My classroom.
My name is Keegan, and Please sit down. I will give you some more information. Once you're all sitting, he begins speaking. He says, the reason my concern is, I suppose I should start at the beginning. I was born here in 10 Towns, but my husband, Garrett, he came from a wealthy family in Neverwinter. But he never really cared for city life. And when I met him, he was working as a guide. He loves the outdoors and he lives to climb mountains. A few days ago, Garrett was hired by some adventurers to lead them up the slopes of Kelvin's Cairn. An expedition he's done many times before, I must say. And his plan was to take the adventurers to Caer Konig, the town at the foot of Kelvin's Cairn. Typically from there, on his previous treks, he would acquire some climbing gear from the local outfitter, and then he would lead them up the mountain. He took 6 sled dogs with him. Boy here is Garrett's favorite, and the dog is sitting there by Keegan's feet. He continues. He raised him from a pup, and so Boy would never leave Garrett's side unless something was terribly wrong. Something terrible must have happened.
So, how far away is Calvin's Cairn?
Kelvin's Cairn. Here, I'll show you the map again.
Kelvin's Cairn.
And Caer Konig is the town.
Oh, so it's far the other way. Caer Konig. Okay.
Oh shoot. Yeah, okay.
That's a trek from here.
Yes.
Well, yes, it is, certainly. And I understand there's a lot to ask. But you all look like very capable adventurers. And is there any way I could persuade you to go up there and possibly find Garrett and his companions? I don't have money, but the proprietor of the Luskin Arms is a friend of mine. I could get you some free rooms at the inn. I'm also a scrimshander by trade, and I give you some of my artwork. It's not worth much, I confess, but I am proud of it. I'm proud of my work.
I'm game. We're not doing it.
Well, I was wondering about that
looking for-
East Haven.
We're adventurers looking for something to do. Seems like potentially a worthy endeavor to help your cousin. But I won't speak for the rest.
It's not his cousin, it's his husband.
Oh, I'm sorry. Why did I wrote down cousin? Husband. Sorry. Husband.
I
Well,
might have.
I'm game. I don't know about the rest, but I'd like to see the event at East Haven, and I believe that's on the way.
Potentially.
Ish.
Could we... Do you think Boy would be willing to follow us and come with us to potentially help us once we got close, find where we needed to be?
Oh, certainly. I'm sure he'd be a great asset. I am very confident in Garrick's survival skills, and I truly believe he could still be alive. So if Boy could possibly lead you to him, of course, by all means.
I only have one more question. How many dogs do you have?
Well, we have 6, including Boy, but they all
Okay,
went.
well, then I have another question. This one is named Boy. What do you do with the other names?
Well, there's Boy 2, Boy 3, Girl 2.
That's where I thought it was.
I am so happy I asked.
Does what's the I'm sorry. What's the name again?
His name or
Yeah, his name.
his
Keegan
name is
is who we're talking to.
Keegan.
And we're looking
Keegan.
for Garrig, right?
Garrig.
Do you have a map?
Garrett.
with yours?
Sorry.
What's that?
Map. We need a map. We need something, don't we? I mean,
Map, need the map.
Well, he'll show us the map when we need the map.
I mean, do you want something more tangible than what I've shown you?
I don't know. Just we're going up in the mountains. So can we?
Gish could probably draw something.
Draw something.
He says, well, I don't have a map per se, and I don't tend to leave very often, much with my my constitution for such adventures, but I could, give you some rough directions.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, something. Okay. Sorry, Gordon. Good idea, though.
I mean, he shows us the map. I'm not sure what you're trying to.
Map sounds good. Can I get a map?
All right.
All right, let's go. All right, we accept it. We accept it.
So let's.
I think Gish would take that as a challenge to draw a map. I'd like to try to do that the best I can.
Okay.
Who's your friend at the inn?
The proprietor of the Luskin Arms is named Owen Tarsenel.
Owen Tars.
So
That's his friend? Yep.
friend? Okay.
Right. So
he does tell you one more thing. He says, going to Caer Konig and going from there would probably be the most direct, safest, if that's possible in these parts.
Mm-hmm.
If you do go there, visit Frozen Far Expeditions. It may be the last place anyone has seen Garrett before he headed up the mountain.
Frozen
Frozen
Far Expeditions.
Frozen Far. But he says, alternately, you can try to hike through the tundra if you are of that type of constitution. It is much shorter in distance, but possibly would be harder to achieve.
Oh, not go back through the towns, to go across
As
country.
you can see here, you can kind of
Just go straight.
head up towards Tourmaline, and then just continue.
And then just cut across.
Which this area where the Dwarven Valley is, that's where you went on your last mission to where you found the goblins and everything was up towards.
Okay, so we were that far off the path before. Okay.
I mean, you weren't quite that far up, but you're heading in that direction, so you do have some experience, navigating those tundras. So it's not out of the question for you to consider that. So I just want to give you those two options.
Okay. And wait, put the map back up. I just want because it has distant times relative. So if we stay to the road, we're looking at 12.
I can tell you to get to Caer Konig on foot, it's about 14.5-hour hike. Heading straight to Kelvin's Cairn would take about a full 24 hours, but it is only 12 miles versus about 26 miles to get all the way to Caer Konig. So it's less than half the distance, but an extra roughly 10 hours.
Gotcha. Oh, to go all the way to the cairn through the off-road. So it actually would be take us longer to get there if we don't follow the road?
It would take you longer because you're in the wilderness more.
Right.
Yeah,
So I don't know that it's gaining it. I mean, it saves us the walk, but
That's
it's
probably not the best scale.
So it's easier just to go to to take off to Tourmaline, and then from there go to Karen. Is that what you're saying?
I mean,
No,
that's
you can't.
shorter
It's
as the
actually
crow
gonna take
flies,
us
but
longer.
it is longer.
Okay.
It's shorter distance, but it will take us longer to get there.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah. I reach into my bag and offer a little treat to the dog, like a piece of a ration to the dog, and go on our way, I guess.
I've finished drawing the map, but I don't know how good it is.
So do we
Give
go
me
off?
performance roll.
Nine.
I mean,
A performance?
well, I
I
don't know. What
rolled
else?
a 4.
What
No, I'm
else?
talking about the bard rolled a 9 on
Oh,
performance.
Well,
I mean, it has names of towns on it.
are they spelled
Very
correctly?
helpful.
No, Ticklers, it's an expertly drawn map, as you can see from the names. You know, you take this and have fun.
I just gotta roll my eyes and okay.
Hey, it's more than we had before.
This is true.
But I don't know about you two, but I'm good either way.
Let's go. I mean,
We're gonna have to make a ton of survival checks to not get lost, and obviously we can
okay.
potentially follow the dog if we don't want to. Like, how long into the day are we at this point? Do we need to like rest before we go? Should we like?
I mean, you're not injured or anything, so
Yeah, we're
like
good.
in
I know it's such a weird place because it's not really day and night and that kind of stuff.
right, yeah. So like in fiction, you probably would want to rest because you haven't in a while, but in gameplay, you don't need to per se. Like,
Okay, I just didn't want us to be in. I didn't know how we were gonna like. I didn't want
So-
us to be adding to any kind of exhaustion by not. I guess.
no, the way I've just to be transparent with you, the way I've decided to do exhaustion is strictly by travel time. So I'm not going to like be like, well, you haven't slept in 16 hours, so the exhaustion is going to be worse because it's going to be tough enough as it is. I don't want to add to that to be like, well, you have to take a long rest every.
So if we're going to be following the dog, would the dog be the one doing the survival check to stay on the or would we get a bonus?
I don't know that
from
we're
the
really
dog?
following the dog till we get close.
Yeah. So if you, again, if you go through the wilderness, the dog didn't travel that way. So he might know the general direction you're heading in, but he's not going to know where to go like he would if you leave from Care Koenig.
I think we go to Care Koenig. It's just, it actually is shorter time wise to get there, even though it's a longer walk. If we have to, we rest along the way, and then then we have a better idea. That's the path the dog took. Yeah, that just seems like the more logical path.
do we need to go buy supplies? Extra
I think we're
supplies
good.
or extra gear if we're going through the tundra?
I think we're good. We already bought, didn't we?
I was going to
Well,
say,
I don't know.
I
I
mean,
mean, what
if
do
you-
I have?
if you want to look at the adventuring gear list in the player's guide, if there's anything in there that you think, the only things that are mentioned in this book specifically,
Like, we already bought snowshoes.
Yeah. So I'd
I
say we're
need.
good.
I didn't get snowshoes. I need snowshoes.
No,
You
we
did
all
when you
bought
were
snowshoes.
Oh, we all got snowshoes?
Yeah, you have
can write 'em
snowshoes.
down.
Don't yell at me. I'm sensitive.
So did we decide which way we're going? Tundra or
I think we could, my suggestion would be it's actually shorter time wise to get there to follow the road and go to Care Koenig. Even though it's a longer walk. Plus, then we leave from a location the dog is used to leaving from.
Yeah.
And we can talk to the adventure.
That works for me. Does everybody else work for y'all?
And there's some towns along the way.
Yeah.
So we can potentially, if we need to, we can rest.
So
if
we're
we
going
need to.
that way. All right.
We
great.
get caught in a snowstorm or something, we can take a break.
So we don't need to go to the inn then.
No.
Okay.
yeah, the winter survival gear that is mentioned in here that you can purchase are cold weather clothing, which I believe you all have.
Yep.
Crampons, which are basically spikes that are strapped to your feet to make you have an easier time on ice, and then snowshoes. So
we might want to get crampons when we get to Care Koenig before we go towards Kelvin's Cairn. So,
Well, let's go on an adventure, boys.
all right. So yeah, we're gonna start heading back toward Bryn Shander and on the way.
okay. Are you stopping at Bryn Shander, or you just
I
march
just
along?
go right on through.
Not if
Okay.
we don't really need to.
In that case, I need you all to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Constitution save.
13.
15.
15.
That's 13.
Okay. You all continue to walk, and you're not about 8 hours in. You're still feeling peppy and ready to continue. And you reach.
So that would put us at the crossroads, right?
Yeah, I was going to say you're approaching the crossroads where you can go north to Caer Konig, or south to Dugan's Hole, and east to East Haven.
Well, do you think we can make it all the way, or should we stop at East Haven or Goodmead or?
Well, East Haven's totally the opposite from.
East Haven doesn't help us
all
get
of
there.
them
I
are
think
away.
We try
I'm
to
just-
make it to Caer Divinel, and then we stop there, I think, is before we go on to Caer Konig.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Okay.
I apologize.
That would be my suggestion.
Well, then let's go. So I
All
guess
right.
we head north with the crossroads.
Cool. Boy seems very happy that you're heading in the right direction and continues to lead the pack up north.
Okay.
We need to roll again.
Yes, one more time, please.
Oh yeah, man.
13.
23.
This Constitution again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dirty 20.
5.
All right, Doc, you suffer one level of exhaustion,
Right.
which, as a reminder, I believe that's disadvantage on saving throws.
Yeah.
I got Dill in my pocket, I guess. No, nobody cares about the wizard. Just let you know. Except Gish. Gish wants to save that wizard.
Well,
Maybe other times.
we're on a mission at the moment, so
Plus, I know how to start a fire.
First level of exhaustion is disadvantage on ability checks, not saving throws.
okay. All right. So are we approaching Caer Divinel?
Yep. Which, if you'd like to stop and explore, by all means, I will be transparent and tell you I did not prepare that. I mean, it's all in the book, so I'll have to read it. But
As
I
long
think
as
it's more
you're
of just
okay.
probably we should, after
going.
this long, we should probably just take a rest just because.
okay.
Particularly if Doc's got a level of exhaustion.
Yeah, Doc it needs a rest, right?
Well, yeah, that's right. So
Um,
we'll just go to the first place that looks like it can hold us and see if
Yeah.
they will.
I mean, if you want to just, as long as there's a place, we don't have to like play it out since you haven't prepped it.
Yeah, we just need a spot to. We'll give them money and they give us time.
We just need a place to get a rest in.
Yeah.
To get arrested.
Yes, probably.
Probably you, yes, but the rest of us are going to spend the night sleeping it off in the town jail.
Okay. So
This is nice. I get a straw bed and a piss pot. That's awesome.
There you go.
okay, so you approach this town, and it is far more rundown than any of the other towns you've seen in 10 Towns so far.
Okay, so maybe we may have to go on to Caer Konig.
It is almost ghost town level, but there clearly is still some activity here, so it's not fully abandoned.
Okay.
We probably will stop at the first place with a light on. See if we can get a room, literally a room.
Okay. As you walk in, you start kind of exploring the streets, and you come across a building with an old broken sign that says Dinev's Rest. It is clearly an old building with boarded up windows and a crooked weather vane shaped like a rearing dragon.
Splendid. Let's go in here. I just walk up in there and see who's there.
Well, let's go.
1 second.
We've clearly caused him more trouble.
You're good.
Isn't that our MO though?
I know. I mean, I guess it wasn't that much farther on to Carconing. I was just thinking we'd get a rest in and then
Yeah.
into the journey.
Yeah. But, oh well.
Okay. Sorry. All right. You walk in. Obviously, the door is not locked or anything. It does swing open, and you walk inside. It's a very drafty building with really no light coming in or out of it. But you do see 6 Duergar hidden around in the corner of one of the areas, who are a species of dwarf.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, hello there. My friends and I need some rest. Who do I give money to get a room?
Well, if it's not quite clear to you, this establishment's been closed for over a year. We are simply seeking refuge here. If you would care to take a corner, as long as you don't try anything funny, our axes are very sharp, I assure you. But by all means, hospitality is not something that is often found in these parts, so we will offer some of it to you if you care to take a corner. It is, sorry to say, not the warmest, but at least there's some hay on the ground.
We'll take it. Are the others with me, or did I just do that by myself?
No, we're fine.
Oh, we're in.
Okay. Well, then I guess we just take a corner. And I go to Doc and ask, so are you related?
No.
Fascinating.
So yeah, I assume we kind of. Doc obviously is the one that for sure needs a long rest. I can just get by with like a short, I think, at this point. So
Yeah, we're good. Just
yeah,
we'll
so
all
no, we don't have to all like.
yeah, we're all staying awake, just resting, watching.
I mean,
Doc get his.
I, despite what I said just a few minutes ago, if you choose to not sleep for multiple days, I will, exhaustion will start to add
Well, I
up.
think just taking turns, so that
Okay.
we don't all sleep at the same time.
Just take
I'll-
watch.
Shut.
Yeah, take watches. Is what we're
Watch.
gonna do.
So 2.5 hours each, roughly, ought to do it. So I'll take the second. Who wants the first? Who wants the third?
I'll take
I'll
it first.
I'll take the third.
I'll take the fourth. So
Will you get enough rest if you take?
Well, actually, if we all do 2.5 hours, you don't need to watch at all. You can just sleep.
Well, but I think it's sort of counted in that if everybody does 2 hours.
And then we can all get a long rest.
But then do you, okay? So you still heal enough? Okay.
Yeah, I'll still get a long rest.
All right.
Can't remember. Do I have to roll again to get that back on a long rest?
No.
No.
Okay,
The,
not good.
the level of exhaustion, it just,
Yeah.
every long rest
Right.
gets rid of 1 level. So
Gotcha.
if you're at level 3 or something, you'd have to do 3 long rests, but you don't have to roll. It automatically is removed with a long rest.
Okay.
All right. Well, the night or day or whatever it is that you're not quite sure of passes, and the dwarves keep to their side, and you are all rested up.
All right, let's make on for Carconing.
Let's make it like a baby and leave.
We slept well. I hope you did too. Thank you.
Okay, so we're not talking to him or anything like that, I guess, right?
No, not at this stage. We're headed on.
Okay. Okay. You reach Caer Konig, and the white snow-covered slopes of Kelvin's Cairn loom large behind this quiet lakeside town. There is a wooden palisade. Or the remnants of one, at least, that are you can see around the edge of the town, but they clearly have been ruined quite a while ago.
Okay. So we're looking for this Frozen Far Expeditions, I guess.
Yep.
Right.
So it is not very far from where you enter the town. If you want to head straight there.
I think so.
Okay.
Unless you guys got something else you're wanting to do.
No,
Don't you do those clap-ons?
I'm watching the dog.
Well, we might be able to get them from them, and if not, maybe they can point us where we can get some. So,
How's the dog doing? Dog okay?
Dog's great. It's a sled dog, so it lives for the cold. So it's not, it curled up with you guys when you slept, and it's chilling.
all right. So as we head for this place, what are we looking at here?
You walk in and you see what appear to be two employees or proprietors. One is a human ranger, and the other one is a dwarf.
Okay. So as we come in and we kind of make eye contact with them, I'm going to be like, "Excuse me, are you the proprietors of this establishment?"
The human speaks up and says, "Why, yes, I am. My name is Tennis Swift, and this is my cohort, Jatharta Farsasas."
Okay. Well,
And the dwarf says, "You know my name's Farzaz."
well, hopefully, we're hoping maybe you can help us. And I'm gonna point to the dog and say, "Don't know if you recognize Boy here, but he belongs to Garrett, and I don't remember what his last name was. If Koenig told us."
He says, "Oh, of course, Garrett was here recently, along with 3 companions."
Yes.
Whoa.
Well, it seems Boy returned home without them, and we've come to see if we can't find out what happened to them.
Oh dear, well, that is indeed quite concerning. His companions, I must tell you, were very well armed. Let's see, there was, I believe, a male Goliath, a female halfling, and a female tiefling with him.
Male Goliath,
That's an interesting group of people.
halfling.
Yes, they certainly made an impression. Fortunately, I didn't catch any of their names. Garrett said they planned to grab a drink or two at Hook, Line, and Sinker, then retire to the Northern Light. I will say, Garrett did seem a bit tired or quiet, I'm not sure, but he didn't seem to be in any sort of distress, I will tell you that much.
Well, supposedly, they were gonna make for the con, and then, yeah, just if you
Yeah,
know the,
It is.
do you know if they left town or not?
I would assume they must have. I have not seen them since. They did buy some supplies, but Garrett is, a good customer. Has been here many a time. If you wish, I can offer you the services of my compatriot here, Jathar. My name's Jothra.
Well,
And-
that would
and-
be yes. If we could get, if we're gonna, hopefully, Boy can help lead us the way. But any help we can get with, given we're not familiar with this area, and potentially some supplies before we go, if we're gonna set out to find them.
I'd be happy to help. I'm a wilderness guide by trade, and my fee is 5 gold.
I think that can be arranged.
Yep.
What
And the
about
tenant despite our friendly ribbing, I will say he is an excellent guide. I fully back his abilities.
Well, Dill will pay the 5 gold. Since,
Yeah.
I'll pay the
Our wizard has the money.
He's small, but he is packing.
So yeah, so I guess Dill hops up and pays 5 gold.
Is there any supplies you suggest we should have?
Sounds like John agreed to it.
Yeah, he did agree.
Oh yes, you need ball bearings, of course. And, in all seriousness, you seem pretty outfitted for some cold weather. I will say, you will not want to be short on things like food,
Yeah.
or torches, or if you have snowshoes and crampons, because it does get quite icy up there.
Definitely use the crampons.
Yes.
Okie dokie. Crampons are 2 gold apiece.
All right, so 2 gold apiece.
Dill, pay the man.
How is that spelled? I just want to add them to my inventory.
Crampons. Crampon.
It's not showing up probably because I don't have this book is why it's not showing up.
I'll take some ration. Well, I got 10 rations.
All right, so crampons from the. Yeah, I guess we could do some additional rations if they have some.
I'll take 10 rations. How much are rations? I'll pay that.
They're cheap. They just weigh a lot.
Not
Not a lot, but
rations are 1 day of rations is 5 silver.
Okay.
So yeah, it looks like you can do like 10 for 5 gold, basically.
Yeah.
So that's what. Yeah, that works. 10 days for 5 gold. All right, so 7 gold, crampons, and the rations. Oop, that's not what I wanted to do. I added instead of subtracted.
No, it's in my pocket. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
But I'm using your. Since he's in my pocket, I'm using his hit points too. If we get into a battle, it'd be like a bulletproof vest for a while.
yeah.
No. Only if you get to add them.
So yeah, some crampons aren't coming up in mine.
Great.
So just have to add them.
Well, I guess we're good to go then.
All right.
What was the other stuff like the? What is it like?
Well, we had the other gear and the snowshoes.
Does anybody have what is the little pittons or anything? Is it something like that we would need?
Other things like you drive into the.
Yeah, I've got bittens.
Somebody has some. Okay, as long as somebody has.
Yeah, I'll pick up 10 pittons just in case. We don't know what's gonna happen.
Not sure where they're listed in here.
They're listed in the Ventures gear.
They're under Adventures gear. It looks like 5 copper.
So,
Oh yeah, there it is. I see them. Okay.
Yeah. I'll also take 10 of those. So just to make sure I have something.
So with the dog and the wilderness guide, will we still need to do survival checks? Or will we do them with advantage or something? Or
I mean,
how's that work?
I can't really tell you until you start heading out to the
I
wilderness.
assume we're ready to start.
Yeah.
I think so.
All right, wait a minute. The Garen and the three people went to the hook, line, and sinker. Do you want to go there for more information? I assume.
Well, I'd rather find it first.
If it wasn't for something.
We can get the information straight from the people.
Okay.
And I think if we know, if the guy knows the usual way that they would go, I think that would be the. I mean, I guess the only other thing would be when finding out for sure how long ago they left. But
again, that really doesn't matter. We still want to find them.
why can I find? It's so weird.
Jarthra, the dwarf, says, well, I did recommend a starting base camp to them, which I can lead you to. Hopefully that will give us some clues as to where they went from there.
Splendid.
Wonderful.
Let's go.
Okie dokie. You start trudging out into the wilderness from Caer Konig towards Kelvin's Cairn. And not only both the dwarf and boy seem to be step by step heading in the same direction, and they lead you to the foot of a large mountain. And as you approach this area that Jarthra recommended, you see two tents pitched in the snow near an icy outcropping that acts as a natural windbreaker. Between the tents is an overturned sled. Still harnessed to the sled are 5 howling dogs. And boy runs up to them and starts nuzzling them and nosing them and stuff.
Can I do a perception check as we approach? Does it look like anybody's been, other than the dogs, been around this camp anytime recently?
Sure.
Yeah, that's an 8.
Yeah, I mean, you look around, but the wind and the snow have, if there were any prints or anything in the snow that would lead you to understand what happened, you don't even see boy's prints from where they, clearly he left this scene. So,
I'm gonna look around and see if I can see if there was any the rations for the dogs were left or anything, and feed all the dogs if they haven't.
Should you unhook them? They're hooked up to the sleds too, right?
Yeah, they are still hooked to their harnesses, which are connected to the overturned sled.
And while he does that, I'll go in one of the tents or both the tents and investigate, see if I can find a clue.
Yeah. I'll go into one of the tents too. I mean, shouldn't we all go into a tent? Because
well, I can go in one, you can go in another one.
Freezing our tails off for a while. What do we see in at least one tent?
Whoever's going in the first tent, make a perception roll for me.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Perception. Okay, so that's a 6.
It is empty.
I'll get the next tent. 21.
Okay. With a 21, I will tell you that this tent is also empty, but as you are walking towards the tent, you do notice 2 small crates underneath the upturned sled.
Oh, cool.
Ooh, there are 2 crates here. I wonder what's in them. And I start trying to get them open, or at least get them out and in the open.
Okay. I mean, all the dogs are still kind of in that space.
Well, I pet them and gently move them.
All right, make an animal handling roll for me, please.
Okay.
This is how he lost his other hand.
Rolled a 9.
Okay. They cower from you, but don't attack you.
Cool.
Okay, so I was gonna investigate the sled, but I don't know if I need to now that he noticed the crates or whatever or what. So,
Well, I mean, I didn't look at the sled. That came out of the sled, so there might be a clue in the sled too. Up to you.
If you want to investigate the sled, you can do that.
Yeah. Okay. Investigation. That's an 11.
Okay. Could you also make an animal handling roll as you are approaching the dogs?
Okay. That is a 17.
Yeah, they see that clearly Boy has taken to you a bit, and they follow his lead. Kind of all go up to you whining. Clearly are hungry and tired and cold.
Always
So,
the bridesmaid, never
Um,
the bride.
But after you say hi to all of them, you do investigate the sled and don't see too much out of the ordinary with it, other than the fact that it was upside down.
Okay. Do I see like any supplies for the dogs?
Well, who's investigating the 2 containers?
No, that was
That'd be me.
Okay. Make an investigation roll for me.
15.
Okay. So there's one closer and one a bit further away. The one that's closer has clearly been broken into, likely by the dogs, who ate whatever provisions that were inside. The other one clearly is outside of the dog's reach and contains enough rations to feed 4 people for 3 days.
Sweet.
so
I'm
I'm
a
going to
big
offer
boy.
some of that to the dogs.
Okay. Yeah, they're very appreciative of that and start gobbling it up very quickly.
All right. And then with an assist, I'm going to try to turn the sled back. Like, is the sled broken or is it just turned over?
It just says it's overturned.
Can I help you with that?
Yeah, Tickles and I turn the sled back over.
Okay. Once you do, and the dogs realize they have the ability to move again, they just run away back in the direction of Care Koenig.
Okay.
But Boy stays with you. But the rest of the dogs are clearly scared and tired and want to find shelter, and they know that they came from a town in that direction, so likely they are heading back there.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I think we've learned all we can here. Shall we continue?
So,
Do we need a rest or anything? I don't know how this
No.
works.
no, we don't need not yet. So, so we didn't find anything in the tent, or you guys didn't find anything in the tent. We don't see any tracks leading away.
So
What have we not investigated here?
you don't see any tracks leading away, but much like he did when you were back in town, Boy seems to be urging you to follow him up the mountain.
Right. So I'm gonna follow the dog then.
Yeah.
The boy seems to know which way we went, which
what we've
way to
been
go.
To glory! And I follow the dog too.
So
All
is
right.
our guide going with us, or is he?
Yep,
What's
absolutely.
he doing?
Nope, he's following you as well.
Good boy.
Good boy.
Okay. You start hiking up this mountain. It's fairly slow going, but you're making some progress, and the howling wind, blowing snow, and slippery ice make the climb treacherous. Ahead, you see 4 mountain goats perched on a large rock formation around which you must navigate.
Okay.
We do that, I guess.
Do we need to throw die or anything for this?
Well, what would you like? Are you just trying to walk around them?
I mean, where's the dog trying to lead us here? So
The dog is trying to lead you past this the large rock that had the goats on it.
So just go around it then, or is there? What do we see for a path? What's our best?
Yeah, I mean, there isn't really a path per se, just because.
I mean, I guess not a path, but like,
Yeah.
what do we see that we can actually like?
There is a passage between this rock and another large stone face of the mountain that you can go around, but you will be passing by these 4 goats.
It looks like we're getting goat on.
Okay, so I guess we keep trying to.
Go by the goat.
Try to move.
Okay.
How big are these goats?
They're regular mountain goat size, so if you've ever seen a mountain goat, they're pretty big,
Yeah.
but not like unusually huge.
Okay.
Yeah, like 3.5 feet high, maybe 4.
As you begin to get closer, they begin to bleat loudly, but don't seem to be moving from their rock.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess we go closer.
I would like to try minor illusioning a mountain lion coming down
Why?
towards one of them
Why
to
are
see if
you?
they move.
Okay.
Okay.
What end? I guess that's my question. What end? What is the?
Well, he said they were in our way, so.
No, I mean, they're not in your way. You can walk past them.
Oh,
They are on a rock that you are trying to navigate past. They are not blocking the path.
ah,
So, having understood that, you still want to do it?
let's get through the path.
Okay. They continue to bleat loudly, but allow you to pass without jumping down from their rock or anything like that.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, now that I'm past, I do want to do that to the first one just to see what happens.
Okay.
We end up having to fight mountain goats. I'm stabbing you, Kish. I'm just flat out telling you.
The mountain goats, when they see this mountain lion coming towards them, they jump off the rock and start charging at it.
Okay. Well, once they do, they'll know it's an illusion, and it'll just. But I'm obviously not doing this right by it.
Okay.
Go
No,
either
yeah, no,
way.
it's good. You're good. This is fine. They charge through it and seem confused, but still they continue running past the illusion. Their heavy hooves stomping through the snow as they disappear up the mountain.
Those are the bravest goats I've ever seen.
So we keep going forward.
I guess the rest of us are going to keep going. I'm just going to shake my head. Keep walking.
At this point, you're hundreds of feet up the mountain, and you come to a glistening white expanse of packed snow. As you get about halfway across it, you hear a loud crack from higher up the mountain, followed by a rumbling noise as the ground starts to shake. It's
You caused an avalanche.
Yeah, I didn't cause an avalanche.
You said goats running up the
The
mountain.
bleeding of the goats may have done it. That was all of us, okay?
So, first things first, I need to know what order you're walking in.
Well, I would have been.
I have
I
to be
assume
in-
I've been at the front behind the dog with the guy.
Yep.
No.
I think I would probably be in the rear, no?
Well, I would be in the rear because I was messing with the goats.
Okay, so
I mean, you can be in front of me.
I guess
No.
I'd be behind Gray.
We're all gonna die in it.
so that makes me what?
And next week, new characters.
All right, so we said it was Gray up front, and then who's next?
Doc.
Me.
Then me.
All right, and I'll put.
Dylan is always in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
John, if you're watching, where?
yeah, I don't know.
He's in my pocket.
Clearly not paying attention to his nephew's birthday
I was
party.
gonna say he's clearly not like.
Okay. So I need you all to roll initiative.
Initiative, okay. Interesting. 19.
13.
30-20.
5.
As a dwarf should.
Okay, sorry, Gray, what'd you get?
19.
Tickles.
Oh, 13.
And Gish, you said
Dirty 20.
All right. I'll roll for. Ooh, that's a 2.
Something lower than me.
Yay!
He has a 12 initiative bonus. I don't know if it's
He's probably got a 1.
maybe.
Okay.
Jeez.
As a wizard, I don't know what his initiative bonus is.
How do you? Okay.
Uh,
So how do we work this?
I'm going to explain it to you right now.
Okay, that's what he's about to do.
Gish, you're going to be up first.
Mhm.
I would like you to make a perception roll first.
Okay. I rolled a natural 1.
Cool. You look up at the avalanche and see that it's big.
It's big.
And what would you like to do? You're about. I mean, even with a 1, you can tell you're
Danger
Almost.
close.
you're almost strictly like halfway into the width of this avalanche. So running forward or backwards is not going to make too much of a difference if that's what you're trying to do, or if you're going to try to find shelter. But it's not like you can just like take a couple steps back and be out of the. You're in the middle of this thing.
Well, I think what I'd like to do is going backward. I'd like to do a running jump and just see how far I can get.
You're running backwards to where you came.
Yes, I know what's that way. I don't know what's forward.
Okay. So you can certainly move your distance, and then I will allow you to do an athletics check with your action to see if you can.
Okay.
Where are you trying to jump to? Do you see something?
No, just out of the way of the avalanche. What do you mean? Where am I jumping to? Out of the way.
Just diving. Okay.
Natural 20 on the roll.
Okay.
Plus 1 for athletics.
You jump another, I don't know, 10 feet, which is not as much as if you had just dashed, but I can't in good conscience make you jump 30
You just
feet.
answered my question just now. Thank you.
I didn't even think of that.
You say
It's Gish. He does everything with flair.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you sticking to your character.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
You say look for shelter is what I would have done, but sure.
Shelter on the side of a mountain. Where?
All right, Gray, you are up next.
All right. So do I roll a? What did he roll to start with, or do I?
You
Do
can
not
roll a
do that?
perception check if you want to see if you can like roughly estimate how big this thing is.
Dirty 20.
Okay, yeah, it's about 200 feet wide, and it is moving quickly down this mountain. It's about at the moment about 500 feet above you. You estimate.
500 feet above.
500 feet above me. Do I see any kind of outcropping or something that I might be able to find shelter under?
Make an investigation roll for me.
What's my investigation? Oh, it's a 0, but that's an 18.
All right. So yes, you do find there's like a little overhang in the mountain that you could try to hide under.
And how far is it?
It's within your vision, so it's pretty close. You can run to it.
Right. I'm gonna dash toward it.
Do you let us know?
Shelter! As I'm running. As I'm dashing toward it.
Okay. You run towards it and you hide under it, and when you get under it, you it definitely is deep enough for you to get in and be fully covered from above. But with the amount of snow that you saw coming down, you're not sure what's going to happen to the entrance to this.
Okay. And I'm. So was I going forward? How far did this take me toward? Like, did I use up my full dash to get here? So
I would say you used your movement to get here, but you haven't
Okay.
taken your action yet. So
Okay.
if you'd like to change your mind and continue running, or if you'd like to try to do
And
something else.
the whole thing was how wide?
It's about, avalanche is about
200
200 feet wide, and you were
And I was
roughly
kind of in the middle.
in the
So
middle
I
of it.
only had to go 100 feet to clear it.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm going to go on and just. So it's going to take me 2 turns to get to the edge. If I dash both turns, I'm going to take the shot. I'm just going to dash on toward to try to get clear.
Towards moving forward,
Moving forward.
and your movement is 30.
My movement is 30. So with the dash, let me double check. I think my movement's 30.
Yeah. Even if I dash, it's still 40 feet short.
I'm trying to remember what the hair again. Where's it at? The features and tricks. There you go. I'm not seeing anything that says it's not 30. I'm not actually seeing it at the moment. My sheet.
Next up in the order is going to be Tickles.
Okay, can we go side to side if we can't go up and down?
That's what I'm doing. I'm going side to side. I kept sprinting forward, trying to get to the edge.
Okay,
You're not going to like outrun this.
but if we're in the middle of a 200 foot, then it's 100 feet side to side.
Either direction, yes.
Yeah.
And I can dash that makes 60, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I did. I went 60 feet forward, trying to get
All right.
clear.
So I need to make an athletic check? Is that what
To make a dash? No, that's just an action you can take.
All right, so I'm going to
If you'd like to
dash.
do something fancy like Gish did, where he leapt instead of dashing, you have to make an athletics check.
Yeah.
If I dash 60 feet, can I jump? No, I can't get action. I can't get action.
Dashing is an action, so that would be your action.
Yeah, so I want to dash to one side.
All right, are you going in the direction Gray went forward, or are you going in the direction Gish went backwards?
No, I want to go sideways. So I guess what Gray went, I'll go that way. 100 feet. So I'm dashing.
I mean, the way Gray went is the way you are heading when you.
Oh, so that's up.
No,
No,
that is
we're going
forward.
across. The thing's coming down the mountain.
Okay.
I'm going toward the edge of the thing. Toward the
All right.
edge of the
I'm following Gray, and I dash 60 feet.
Cool.
So I'm 40 feet left. Okay.
The dog and the dwarf also run in the direction of Gray. The dog runs past Gray, and the dwarf with his stubby legs doesn't quite get as far as you guys. Next up,
It's the avalanche.
it's the avalanche, which continues to rocket down this hill. It makes it appears more than halfway towards you from where it was.
Wasn't the avalanche after me?
No.
Okay.
You rolled a 3, dude.
You rolled a 5,
Got a
right?
5.
Oh,
Yeah.
5.
No.
Oh, no, that was Dill that rolled the 3 or the 2 or whatever it was.
But it is still not where you are, and it is your turn, Doc.
Okay. So, how far back the direction we came was the stone, and then you said there was a little passageway.
Yeah, I mean that's further back.
Okay.
So I mean that is past where you would have to run to get
Okay.
away
But
from
now I'll
that.
run.
But you did see me head towards a little shelter thing and then keep going,
Yeah.
But there was an outcropping there, so
Yeah. I will run the direction Gray and them went.
Okay, you're just gonna dash as well.
Yep.
You have 30 feet?
25, so 50 altogether.
50. Got it. All right, and last up would be Dild, who follows Doc. Okay. It's once again the Avalanche's turn.
Oh, good God. Good.
Oh,
That's twice, huh?
It acts on 10 and 0.
Oh, jeez. So we're toast.
Okay.
Should have hid, I guess. Dang it.
Uses his
So-
layer action.
the Avalanche crashes down on top of all of you, and I need you to make strength saves.
Strength? Oh, great. Oh, that's not good.
14.
Yay. Better than a 5. 21.
14.
Gish?
Okay. I have a jack of all trades thing. I can gain half my proficiency bonus on ability checks of things I am not proficient in, because I don't think I just passed this, but I just might squeeze by if I do that on a strength check. May I do that, please?
Is Jack of all trades for ability checks or saving throws?
Oh, I thought it was a check. It's a saving throw.
It is a strength saving throw, yes.
And then I I have a +0, so I rolled a 10.
Okay. Doc, what'd you roll?
21.
And Gray?
8.
And Tickles rolled a 13, something like that?
13, I think.
13 or 14, yeah.
Okay. Well, good news, bad news. Gray is the only one who made the save. You are going to take the people who failed the save are going to take 1d10 bludgeoning damage and be knocked prone, and those who saved are going to take half as much and not be knocked prone.
I mean, Doc's the only one that made the save.
Oh yes, I'm sorry.
Ha! Joke's on you. I was already prone.
So we're
What happened?
taking what now?
Well, I rolled a 1, so everyone just takes 1 point.
Oh, so we're taking 1 bludgeoning
Bludgeoning,
damage, and we're
yes.
prone?
Yes. So those of you who are knocked prone begin to be swept down the mountain.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So we're back at the top of the order. Gray, you're up first.
And Gish up before me?
Oh yes, I'm sorry, Gish.
So when you say push down the mountain, what do you mean? Like push and I'm falling, or I'm riding?
You're in the flow of the snow. So like basically like if you are fall into rapids and are being swept down by the water, similarly you are basically being thrust down the mountain with this snow.
So what are we rolling for? To grab?
You're going to make another strength saving throw to see if you can fight or latch onto something or anything like that.
Yeah. Gish thinks to himself, if I wasn't about to die, this will be fun. And then I'm just going to try to stop myself, hang on to something, do something. So you said strength save for that?
Mhm.
Couldn't be dexterity.
13.
Nope. You continue down the mountain, or you not until the avalanche moves again. But you did not latch onto anything. Now it is Gray's turn.
Okay, so it's really my only option to try to grab something? Can I try to
I mean, if you have another idea, please let me know and I'll let you try it out.
I mean, as I'm being swept, can I try to sort of swim, work my way toward the edge? I don't know. Is there a way to move?
I mean, if you'd like to make an athletics check, I will let you, because I don't want to,
I guess probably the only thing is that.
But you know snow. Like if you're
yeah
trying to swim through snow, you're not going to make it very far.
No, I guess I'll just try to grab onto something. I was just trying to think of something that I would have a better chance at than strength. So, strength is not exactly
I'm having to do straight roll.
16.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, you managed to grab onto a trunk of a tree as you pass by it, and stop yourself, at least for now, from moving any further down the mountain.
Okay. How far am I from the edge of the avalanche at this point? Like,
Oh, you have no idea at this point. You're basically covered in snow.
all right, so I can't really tell.
For lack of a better term, you are blinded.
Okay.
All right. Tickles.
Natural 20. Where is it? Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You find some roots that you're passing by and you're able to lock onto them and hold yourself steady.
Awesome.
Okay. Doc,
Yes.
the avalanche moves past you. So that saving throw you did manage to let you not get knocked further down the mountain, and you are, under snow, but you are
Not moving.
not moving.
I'll attempt to dig my way out.
Okay. I need you to make an athletics check, please.
I think I should have taken the shelter and tried to dig myself out. As in hindsight, oh well. I didn't know how.
I assume I'm not digging anywhere because that's at a 3.
Yes. You're not able to make any progress.
All right.
Next up. Oh, I suppose I should have rolled for the avalanche. So the avalanche did move before Doc's turn. So for those of you in the avalanche, I need you to make another strength saving throw.
Even if we've already latched onto something?
Yes, because you need to be able to continue to stay.
Natural 1.
Okay.
15.
19.
All right. Tickles and Gray, you managed to continue to hold on. Gish, you continue to go down the mountain. And I rolled a 1 again, so you all take 1 more point of damage.
1 more point of damage.
You guys are lucking out on that end, I'll tell you that much.
Well, yeah, it probably would. I'm surprised we're not dead.
So let me just figure out what I'm doing here. So that's okay. And then I'll roll for make everyone in the well, actually, those of you who saved are all good. I need Gish to make another strength save for me.
Come on, Gish.
17.
Okay, you managed to finally grab hold of something, and it passes by you. However, you are going to take 4 more points of bludgeoning damage. But the avalanche is past you, but you're all under snow at this point.
Okay. Fun.
Now get dig yourself out, right? That works.
Yeah, dig ourselves out. Attempt to.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll take these in initiative order. Gish, what would you like to do?
Okay, so trying to dig out, I assume that's another strength thing, right?
It's an athletics check, so you would be able to use your jack of all trades if you're not proficient in athletics.
Oh, well,
Proficient athletics. That's good.
I'm sure there's
I am not, but that would give me a +1. I might need a little more help than that. So I'll do a bardic inspiration on myself.
Can you do that?
Yeah, it's a bonus action.
I just didn't know if you could use it on yourself or not. I've never.
Well,
Okay.
anything that's you can do to a creature, you can always do to yourself.
Not necessarily.
Unless it specifically says you can't.
Depends if
Yes,
ghosts are up the
Bardic Inspiration specifically says you can inspire others through your stirring words or music.
Yeah.
So you can't use it on yourself.
Well, then I guess I'll go with that +1. Let's see how it does. $17.
Okay. With a 17, you are able to break through the surface of the snow and see that you are quite a ways down the mountain from where you were. But you are out of the snow.
Then as soon as I pop out, I just shout up, "Good news! I'm alive!"
And here comes another
I was going
avalanche.
to say, and that triggers another avalanche. No, it does not. But it could, so be careful.
Climbing up, I guess.
All right. So, I mean, that will be your next turn. Next up in the order is going to be Gray.
That is with my athletics, 13.
All right. You don't seem to get very far.
Okay.
Next up is going to be Tickles.
All right. That's a dirty 20.
Okay. You also bust out of the top, and you are not as far down the mountain by any means, but you're still about, looks like maybe 100 feet from where you were on the path.
100 feet? Okay.
Next up is Doc.
All right. Let's try this. 21.
21. All right. You do bust out, but because it took you a few minutes to do so, you will have 1 level of exhaustion.
All right. Glad I rested.
All right. Dill rolled in that one.
Oh, no.
Sounds right.
And so we're back to the top of the order with Gish. Start climbing up the mountain.
I truck onwards.
Okay. You're about 400 feet down, so it's going to take you a little while to get back up.
I guess we could all put a short rest in while he makes his way up here.
Well, someone's got to get out of here. Someone's still got to get out of the snow.
So do I need to roll for anything, or just it's
No,
different
you're
and I'm moving?
just slow going. I'm not going to let you. Well, I'll say you have half movement. So if you dash, you get.
All right. Well, I'll dash then and go get 30
All right.
of 400.
I mean, there's possibly things you could do, but we'll leave that till your next round, where we're up to Gray again.
All right, see if I can get out of here. That is a 22.
Yes, you are able to burst out as well, but much like Doc, you are a little exhausted, so you have 1 level of exhaustion from digging through this snow that's covered
Is there
you.
a way to mark that on my thing?
What are you using?
D&D Beyond.
Yeah. Underneath, where is it? So that's what I used to. Yes.
You just did it.
Yeah, I just did it earlier. No, I haven't done it again because I've been looking for it. But there is underneath.
Yes, there's a way. It's mysterious. You may or may not find it.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'll just write it down. 1 level.
All right, Dild actually makes it out as well.
Oh, yeah, underneath conditions.
Oh, okay.
Underneath your,
Active
then
conditions.
it's at the
There you
very
go.
bottom of that
Yeah,
list.
yeah. I see it. All right. Okay.
I knew I did it earlier. I just couldn't find it.
Okay. Doc, it would be your turn.
Well, I guess I'll kind of stay in place because everybody else is, I think, headed up to me or my area.
I mean, you're hoping so.
Is everybody popped up? Can I look down and see?
I mean, as far as you can see, because there's not like much light on the mountain. So you.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But you did hear Gish's dulcet tones scream, yelling up that he was free. So you know at least
And
someone.
I really don't want to, yell real
shout
loud.
where there was just an avalanche again. Yeah. Okay. Right. Then in that case, it is Gray's turn. No, sorry, Gish's turn.
All right. Well, as I'm trucking up here, I want to look around and be like, is there a faster way? Like if I go sideways or something, or is there a path that'll lead to the same place?
I mean, you are about 60 feet from the edge of where this snow really crashed down, so you could try to go sideways and go up from there, possibly.
I'll try that then. I'll dash sideways.
Okay. I mean, I'll let you because you're moving side to side rather than up a mountain. I'll let you have your regular movement so you get to this edge. So you're still about 370 feet from where you were, but you are now out of this destruction zone of the.
Okay, and now that I'm there towards the edge, I know it's not the best visual. Can I see that it looks as though I can go up that way?
I mean, it is still a mountain, but it is. You can tell it looks much easier to traverse than it did.
Okay. Well, I can't do anything else on my turn then, but good information.
Now it is Gray's turn.
So first thing, I'm gonna just look around and see. Do I see anybody else? Do I see Tickles? Do I see? Most importantly, do I see Boy? Do I see the guy?
You don't see either of them. You do see Tickles fairly close to you, popping out of the snow, but that's the only one who's within your sight distance.
Okay, I do have 120 feet, but okay.
Okay. Well, in that case, you can see up to where Doc is standing back where you were, so you have an idea of roughly how far you have to go. But you don't see the boy or the dwarf.
I'm not happy about that, but I guess I'm gonna head. How far am I from like the edge of where the avalanche was? Like, can I do kind of what rather than climb the 100 feet or whatever? Can I?
You're about 40 feet from the edge as you were running, so you can do that as well if you'd like to move.
So yeah, I'm gonna move, kind of angle toward the edge, and then my 60 feet total or whatever. If I get there, and then try to use my movement to start climbing up the hill.
Okay.
Keeping an eye for anyone if anyone needs my help.
So if you're going to do that and dash, you make it about 20 feet further up. So you're about 80 feet from where you were.
But I don't see anybody that needs help, but I also don't see everyone. Okay.
Correct. Tickles.
Okay, so am I closer to the top of this than the other guys, or
you are much closer than Gish was, but you're about the same as what Gray was.
And did I just see Dill just pop out of the snow someplace close to me?
No. Dild is you don't see Dild.
Okay, so I'll just. Do I see Gray going to the side and to go up?
Yeah, you would have seen him do that.
All right, so I do the same. I'll dash that way.
Okay, then you are about 80 feet from the top as well. Next up is going to be Doc.
I guess I will, instead of just standing here in the middle of where the avalanche went through, I'll start heading like to the edge.
Okay. So, like in the direction you were going?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you make it to the edge. I assume you're going to dash to do that?
Yeah.
All right. So you make it to the edge and you see a boy and the dwarf standing there. And the dwarf kind of chuckles and says, "What was this, your first avalanche?"
Yes, it was.
Well, we'll wait a couple minutes to see if anyone else survived, and then we'll keep moving.
Okay.
All right. Next up is going to be back to Gish.
Well, I'll be doing more of the same. I'll be dashing up the path.
Okay. Next up is Gray.
Still looking to see if I see anybody that needs help or anything as I kind of make my way back up the hill.
Okay, you're about 20 feet from where you were, and you can see at this point within those 20 feet Doc and Boy, and I'm gonna stop calling him the dwarf. It's Jarthra. All standing there, kind of chuckling at you.
So I see everyone but Dild and Gish. Because Tickles was kind of
saw Tickles, right? So you haven't seen Gish or Dild. There's only two people who you aren't sure of their fate as of yet, as a character.
Okay.
Tickles, following suit.
I follow suit.
All right, you are 20 feet from the top as well. And then we're back to Gish.
I'm dashing up, and I'm keeping watch as I dash up to see if I see anybody.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm not going to make you dash and dash and dash and dash. Let's just say at some point you reach back, you recognize the area that you were, that you had just walked through to reach that point, and you are back on the path, but it is pretty snow covered, so you aren't entirely sure which direction to head. Gray, you gonna finish your climb?
Yeah, finish my climb and
All right.
Rejoin the group and just keep an eye out for if I see for Gish and Dild and see if I can see them anywhere.
All right, Tickles, you doing the same?
Yeah, I guess, because I don't want to yell and make another ambulance.
So, Doc, Gray, Tickles, Boy, and Jarthra are together at the far edge of this avalanche, and neither of you see any signs of your other party members as of yet.
So it's me and Dild that are separated.
They're still not back, yes. But as characters, you don't know what's going on with them as of yet. So what would you like to do as a party?
Do Dild and Gish see each other?
No. So I did say Doc heard Gish. So
yeah.
Right. So Doc heard Gish.
You don't know where Gish is per se, but you do know that he was at least alive when the avalanche stopped.
So did Gish see Dild anywhere?
No.
And we didn't see him like on our side either. Okay. I'm trying to think if there's anything I can actually do that would help me find or help me find either of them. I think I have a spell that does anything like that. I don't really have anything.
I will say, while you're standing here waiting, Boy seems very anxious to keep moving.
I know, but I don't. I mean, it would be kind of crappy to leave Dild to die in the wilderness off screen when he's not here.
I'm simply offering you the information that you need.
All right, I guess we keep going and hope they catch up.
Well, I take it that means back to me then.
I will say so. Let's
I
let's
mean,
do
give them a
this.
few minutes and then we keep
Well, I was going
moving.
to say you want to do a bit of a scene here. So do you want to talk to the group in character? See what you want to do.
Sure, we can do that. So, what do you think? I guess I asked the Jothra. What do you think? Is there anything we can do to help them, or what should we do? No experience with an avalanche.
Yeah, I will tell you. It is quite dangerous to try to climb back down an avalanche because you could knock something free and start another sub avalanche, and then you're avalanching over the avalanche, and
Gotcha.
not a good scene. So, if you would like to continue forward, I'd be happy to wait here to see if your compatriots catch up, and we will try to join you when we can, or we can all wait here for a little while longer.
What do you think, Doc Tickles?
Well, if the dwarf's going to stay there waiting for them, I say we keep going forward.
Yeah.
All right. We have split the party. Yay.
Okay. Then
The avalanche split the party.
The avalanche split the party. Okay.
It's
So I guess
back
we
to
follow boy and
Gish.
keep going.
So back to me then.
Yes.
All right. Well, you said I wasn't sure which way was the right way.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to take a little bit of time to walk it a little bit back and forth, looking to see if I see anyone or anything that makes me think, yes, that's the way. Or
All right.
Whatever. I know them.
Yeah. I mean, since you were just here, that's not completely unreasonable. I'll let you make a survival check with advantage.
All right. Um, 11.
I mean, 11's good enough that you are able to see some sort of something you recognize in the direction you feel like you should be headed based on where you think you were.
How far does it seem to be the thing I see?
It's close to you, but it's considering that you went to the far edge of the avalanche and climbed back up, you feel like this thing would be the direction you want to head in.
Okay. Well, I'm going to minor illusion, just standing there at the full range, 30 feet, a picture of myself, and just in case something recognizes it or something, and then I'll leave it up there for the full minute as I walk.
Okay.
Best I can do for a signal or something.
Yeah, sure. Nothing seems to go after it or call to it or anything like that, if that's what you mean. But
okay. Well, I walked the way you said I looked for somewhat familiar.
So I assume minor illusion is an action, or can you do that as a bonus action?
Yeah, it's a cantrip, but it's an action. But I'm walking the.
All right, so you make it 30 feet towards where you want to go.
And I'm constantly looking.
Okay. So I'm just going to let you keep walking.
Okay.
Unless there's something else you want to do along your path.
Well, unless I see something that makes me stop that I recognize, I'm just going to keep putting that illusion out and then walking towards it and putting it out and walking to.
So we'll do this in two halves. So Gish, you continue moving, and in the distance you do make out a figure, and as you get closer you realize it's Jartha, and as you get even closer you see Dild climbing up the mountain towards Jartha as well. So you both kind of reach him roughly at the same time and are reunited as a sub party.
Dildo banging, how you doing? I thought you died. It's nice you didn't.
Well, I appreciate that. A bit tired, not gonna lie. But onward. Where's everyone else? Are we the only ones who survived?
Did they just decide to? Well, it's good enough and move on. I'm talking to the door.
Yeah, he said. Well, it's not exactly that simple. The dog was very anxious to keep moving, and they want to make sure that they want to scout ahead a bit to make sure everything was clear for us. But now that we're all here, I mean, they left me here obviously to make sure that we waited for you, and let's carry on.
I agree. Let's lead the way, old boy.
Okay. Back to the rest of the group. As you continue down this path, Boy starts barking and charging ahead, and you reach a steep, snow-covered incline dotted with jagged rocks. Lying face down in the snow, barely conscious, is a humanoid in blood-stained cold weather clothing. And we will end it there. A bit early, but I feel like that's a good cliffhanger to leave it on.
Yeah.
So I didn't kill you, John. Should feel happy about that because I considered it. Just kidding. Thanks to the people who hung out in the chat today. Gordon, as always, Comics by the Bay for stopping in. John, Joey Bag of Sevens. Anyone else pop in? Nope, just a bunch of John leaving. Bub's World was here for a minute. What's up?
Here. Yeah, I do remember.
He said here for my rhyme job. That's very clever. Some guy named Daymares. Okay. Hope everyone had fun. Thanks for joining us. And we should be back next week unless something happens I'm not aware of. But in the meantime, never turn your back to an avalanche. Okay.